Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program. My name is Hillstash, and this is the Beryllium 2. I did have a Beryllium 1. This is now kind of the second version of it. I've made one without fuel lines and things like that, and this is better. So this is my Let's Go to Eeloo series, episode 5. You can see I'm just going to show a couple things here. I'm doing this as a voiceover as well. I recorded this yesterday. So I got battery life support. I've got some dealy deals there, science, solar panels, get some Delta V, we'll get some crew, and then we're going to head for a Minmus landing. And then the plan, the reason, I'll explain some of these things here. Hold on, who am I going to pick? Is that cons? Watching this is in a lower resolution than it was originally recorded in the lower resolution than you're seeing it in. Anyway, we're going to make it daytime and launch for Minmus, doing a Minmus landing. So the reason I didn't bring a Science Junior along, but I did bring the pod things, is, and I brought 4 pods. I am going to attempt to do 4 landings on Minmus, 4 different, let's see, just checking the thrust to weight ratio there, and I only need about 2/3 power, should get us going very nicely. And yeah, so I'm going to try to do 4 landings in 4 different biomes, get kind of all the science I can out of that, minus the Science Junior. The Science Junior added in. Ooh, that's loud. Ooh, loud for me when I'm just listening to the recording. Anyway, hopefully it's not loud for you. I'll be mixing the sound, so it won't be that bad. Anyway, there we dropped the first tanks off, and fairly standard ascent. I had to do a bit of a rotation just to keep my vertical ascent okay, vertical directions. But here we are, just circularize that. I'm going to make a decision here about whether or not to keep this tank. I think what I finished with, how many meters a second? 500 and some meters a second of Delta V, 573 left in that other tank. But I'm going to jettison it and let it fall back. Because look at the rest of my Delta V. I've got, was that 1500 and then 1300 Delta V? Yeah, so 573, we'll take it as a loss. I like to make my stages so that they kind of run out just right at the right time, right? And burn a little bit from that next stage to finish circularizing. Whereas I think Scott Manley does a lot. He does a little bit of RCS to finish circularizing, because you don't need a lot of Delta V. What was it, 40 meters a second there or something like that to finish the burn. That was it. And there's a good orbit, 86 by 73. And so this is the ship that's going to take us all the way to Minmus. Do hopefully 4 biome landings and get a lot of science. So the tech trees that I've unlocked, they're getting very expensive now. I think the cheapest ones I've got are like 120, or maybe there's some 60s. I don't know. Just doing a little bit of fast forward here again. We're gonna get a there's an encounter. Okay, good enough. Good enough for the initial burn, and then we'll correct it part way. Fast forwarding around to the other side of the planet. So, it's been a busy week. Sorry, I wanted to get an episode out earlier, but last weekend was really busy. I can't even remember what we did offhand. I think we were up in Ottawa for a bit, maybe visiting some family and friends. And anyway, and then this past weekend, I had a work Christmas party. A bit late, but cheaper to do it this time of year. And anyway, it was a very busy week with work. I had no extra time for doing anything, I'm afraid. Just head out around the moon, and then we'll do a burn around the moon's orbit. Do a burn to correct, so we can get a good Minmus encounter. And you can see it's already 4 hours just to get there, and then like a day to get to Minmus, and then I'm going to noodle around on Minmus for a while, and then another day to get back. It's a good thing we have these extra life support things. And I did notice that you only need 1 life support thing. Life support contains all of them. You only need to bring the oxygen, water and stuff like that. If you want, just extra of 1 thing, or you want, because I had 41 days of those different oxygen and things like that, water. Whereas now I have 11 days worth of stuff just with that 1 module. So it saves a lot of weight bringing it along, and gains me a lot of extra Delta V. I think my first version, Beryllium 1, that I built only had the last stage only had, I can't remember, maybe it was 900 Delta V, which would have been enough to do a Minmus landing and get back and things like that. But now look at this last stage. It's 1336 meters a second for that last stage. So I really gained quite a bit of Delta V, especially not bringing the Science Junior, which I originally had on my first Beryllium. So Anyway, so we got solar panels, though, which is another great addition to this. We don't need to worry nearly as much about power anymore. There's the sun powering us. One of the things I'm really working towards here is getting a communication satellite network up so I can start sending things into deep space probes and things like that. The problem is, in this tech tree, the only communication thing I've unlocked does 90 megameters, or I think it was, of distance, which is 90,000 kilometers, which is almost the exact size of the Kerbin system. So I really can't launch anything outside of the system yet, which is quite unfortunate. So you'll see anyway, eventually at some point we'll unlock more science, and it's really hard to get up to the things that I want to. I might actually hack it so that one of them gets unlocked a little bit earlier, because I think it's a little unfair how much they cost to get unlocked. You really can't do it with the remote tech on. You can't do any unmanned exploration. Quite annoying. Anyway, so I was coming in and I had a periaps not very deep, or not very far in, so I am just going to change that, bring it in a lot closer. I can't click on the other one. Okay, there we go. And getting there a little bit more, perhaps. This is just giving me at least the right direction to point. If you've seen me do this, you'll often see I've set up, get pointed right towards the maneuver node, and then just get rid of it and burn until periaps is where I want it. I think I do that a little bit in this video as well. So there we go. Get rid of it. Just burn until the periaps is where I want it. Don't need the actual maneuver node. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. 45 kilometers. It's a great altitude to orbit. And then I'm trying to remember if we did I still have any science to do with this altitude? No, I don't. So we'll have to head in. I do have a couple things happen in this episode that I think are rather enjoyable. So definitely stay tuned. This is not just going to be a couple of quick landings and return, which was the plan, and that's how things should go. But there's Minmus, the little green moon made of, we're unsure. It kind of looks like tapioca pudding, maybe. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to do here, I think at some point, I'm just going to quickly check the biome map and figure out where we are and is there something here. So there, I just did you saw a little twitch there. I checked the biome map. So what I'm showing here is there's 4 different biomes right in one spot. The 2 flats and then some lowlands or midlands, I think, and slopes are the biomes. So I'm just going to add a maneuver in here to do a landing there. And I think I'm going to end up fast forwarding a little bit here at some point too, maybe. Maybe not. Looks like I'm still going. So there's 210 meters a second to kind of get that done. And I got, 499 meters a second left in this stage. So that's actually good. We may actually be able to do a landing on this stage and then just balance it on the rocket nozzle and do some science and then eject it later. So that would be actually a good plan. Save all we can. Then we'll have even more meters a second in that last stage. We'll see how that goes. And we're getting rid of that again because I'm already pointing in the right direction. So we'll just burn. We got 210 meters a second or so. And there we're captured. And just a little bit lower than that. A little bit lower. There we go. That should be good. All right. So what else has been going on in the last little bit? Work. Not much in the fire department things either. It's been pretty quiet there, which is good. There's been a couple of little minor calls. Chimney fire maybe here and there. A potential house fire that thankfully turned out not to be a house fire. It was just they had managed to get it out with a fire extinguisher. Always have a fire extinguisher there. You never know when they will come in handy. The homeowner had a little fire going with some insulating materials and spray foam insulation. Actually, it's very flammable. And they tried the pots of water and it was not putting it out, but the fire extinguisher did. So don't think you can always just rely on a pot of water or something to put a fire out. Also, it takes some time to fill the pots of water, and they might not Fire can grow fairly rapidly these days. Lightweight construction material, all sorts of plastics and things. So I'm just canceling some of my sideways motion here. Not too much though, because we still need to come in actually over the flats here of whatever they're going to be. I'm not sure. Let's see. So we got 150 meters a second of delta V left. And we got 50 some to kill here, but that's the orbital speed, so that's not actually the surface. Okay, here's the surface. 60, does that say? 60? 61, yeah, meters a second of delta V. We've got 123 left. So if we do a suicide burn, of course it's increasing as we come down. I'm thinking maybe I should be watching that delta V, the amount of time remaining. I have 4.9 seconds of burn left. Now I've got 93 meters a second, 94. I mean, if I do a suicide burn, I've still got 3,500 meters still to go. I'm starting to think to myself now, present Hill Stash. Of course, I have the benefit of knowing exactly what happens, so... But yeah, keep an eye on that delta V and how many meters a second I have to kill. That's not a suicide burn I'm doing there either, so there's some wasting... due to gravity here, because gravity's still pulling me down even though I'm attempting to cancel. So 60 meters a second of delta V, 40 some to kill. Yeah, it's gonna be close, isn't it? It's gonna be close. There's the shadow, 500 meters to go, 31 meters of delta V, and 22 left to go to kill. Now I'm down to 25 and 20, 23 and 20, 20 and 19. I think we see a problem here. Does anyone else see the problem? 13 and 11. Those numbers have just switched, and I have not noticed. And there's it. It was done, and look at that compression on that bounce. That was just a couple meters a second of delta V. I was short, but because of the light gravity on Minmus, and I was very close to the ground when that happened, I'm just going to bunny hop this thing along and do a little tilt. And look at the lights I added on there too as well. I'm glad I remembered to turn them on. Nice red lights. Yeah, so that stage was done. And that got us right to landing. That was about as close as you really wanted it to be. Actually, it was a little too close, I think. Anyway, let's do some science. And then we're going to head to another biome. We'll get the crew report here. I know we can only do the one crew report because, again, we don't have a satellite network up. I'm hoping that after I unlock everything here, get enough science, we can at least set up a rudimentary satellite network around here, and we can start beaming crew reports and EVA reports back. Although EVA reports stack, so they're not as important. It's just those crew reports that's so annoying. There's only one of them allowed at a time. It's like you've only got one piece of paper or something on board, or only 1 minute of recording time. That's all you get for the whole mission, unless you send it. Then somehow it wipes clean, like an eraser or something like that. Anyway, planting a flag, Lesser Flats landing. It is our first landing on another body. Besides Kerbin in this Let's Go to Eeloo series, so it's always exciting, and it was a very exciting landing. Running out of juice just before the landing. So head back in here, and then we will figure out. Whoa, that was wrong. It's up, not down. Up. Oh no, we're collecting. Yeah, so that's one of the things here as well. You'll notice is that that lower stage there with the pods is not a mystery goo. It's not a returning stage. They will burn up in the atmosphere. So we need to pull everything off of there before we go back. Okay, so anyway, let's we're just checking here, make sure we have everything. We've got that, and that. Okay. And then we're going to have to eject this lower stage and give it some power. And so I'm going to make a plan here. I'm going to head for... is it the big thing there? Or is it... I think that little one there actually is part of the next biome. So we're just going to head to that little lake. And it's just a fairly short hop. Shouldn't need a whole lot of delta V for it. So we'll just give it a little power. we'll eject and then hit the next stage right after that, and hopefully just take right off. There we go. And that stage is going to... Oh, is it going to tip? I think it tipped over. Anyway, maybe we'll check on it someday. Head back for set up a Minmus base or something at some point. So there, we're heading to this little lake. We used a bit of Delta V, you know, to get here. We're going to have to use some to cancel here as well, but... Coming down, coming down. Okay, so... here's something. Here's a lesson here on this landing as well. I'm going to tell you ahead of time. Things do not go perfectly to plan. Watch what I'm doing here. I am burning directly retrograde, which is a good idea in general. You know, you want to burn against your retrograde vector. It's the most efficient way to burn and things like that. But one thing you really want to do on these landings, and it's more so on the moon than Minmus. Minmus, you can fudge things a little bit, but you really want to kill your lateral velocity off. And I am not killing my lateral velocity off here. And also I'm not really slowing down maybe as fast as I want to. And... ouch! Ow! Yeah, that was a hard landing. But again, it's Minmus. You can fudge things a little bit, right? Look at that bounce that I got off of that. And we just do a little bit of a burn here to slow ourselves down. And there we go. We're landed. Although it's a little tilty. I think we broke that landing strut. Great thing is we can fix them nowadays. So we'll do a mystery U on the back here for a change. 50 science. So that's good. It's really these EVAs, though. The EVA report and those soil samples. 150 on the return soil samples. It's just awesome. Excellent amounts of science. And I think Minmus has about 9 biomes. So trying to get... There we are. Fix the leg. Get that... Oh, it's kind of hover there a little bit. Yeah, because the SAS is on, so it's trying to keep it tilted. That's kind of funny. That's how low gravity Minmus has. The SAS gyroscopes in there can literally lift the ship and keep it that way. So yeah, 150 science is that's a whole node in at the level that I'm unlocking now of technology. So that's a big deal. So if we do 4 landing sites, that's 4 nodes we should be able to unlock. And here's the next thing that happened. It crashed while I was doing that. So I'm loading back up, and look where I am. Annoying. I have to do the landing again and do all of that again. So that's an unfortunate crash. But we get a chance to make this landing right this time, which is a good thing. So now, now that I've understood, I wasn't paying attention. I was just, it's a short hop. I don't really need to worry about too much. You can see that, okay, let's do this right the second time. It is not just a short hop. We can die. These velocities aren't that low. If we mess things up, if I'd not been fairly quick to react and get the ship turned the correct way and kill that extra lateral velocity I had there last time, we could have potentially had a problem if we'd flipped and, broken the parachute on the top or something like that. Would have been a real hard mission to recover from. And as you saw in an earlier video where I messed up and people died, no science when that happens. So we want to avoid that. So look at me now. I kill off the lateral velocity. Much closer there. Still need a little bit more to kill, but that's fine. We can do that too. Just a short burn here again. We're not doing a suicide burn, but coming in at 30 meters a second. So there's the shadow again. Still going about the same speed, maybe a little bit slower than last time. But killing it off a little bit faster this time. Plus all the lateral velocity's gone now. We're now falling vertically. Don't have to worry about that anymore. And there we go. Down to 10 meters a second. 50 meters over the ground. And killing it off fairly quickly. There, a little bit of a tough, harder landing there, but nothing those landing legs can't take, so... We'll observe the mystery goo again. We will pop out and get the soil sample again. Ugh. Annoying crash. Uh-oh, that's a baby crying somewhere. She's getting close to 8 months old now, which is kind of crazy. And she's getting cuter every day still. And she actually crawled for the first time last night, which was very exciting. Although... her being more mobile means we just have to watch her more and more. She's our our house is not the most kid-friendly, although we're getting some things fixed around the house at the moment to make things a little bit more kid-friendly. Anyway, 8 months is a pretty big milestone, I think, for us. We're looking forward to it, and looking forward to her sleeping a little better, maybe. That would be nice. Anyway, here we are. Flats landing. A small hop. Definitely nothing went wrong in an alternate universe. This is the first time we've made this landing. Nothing went wrong. Okay, and if I remember here, we got to go get the mystery goo. There we go. I do remember. Just hover. Whoops. Don't bounce off the solar panels. We need them for power. Okay, got that. And head back around. Nice and smooth. Nice and up. That wasn't so smooth. Okay, come on in. This post-commentary stuff, I don't like to do that often, but I'm just kind of giving it a go. It's a potential option for recording more episodes. If I record the whole episode quietly at night when people are sleeping and I can't really talk, then what I can do, theoretically, as I figure out here where I need to go for these next landings, looks like on either side there is the two different slope and midlands. So if I record the episode, then I can theoretically kind of edit it, do all the editing, save it that way, put it on a jump drive or something, take it down to my laptop downstairs, and I can go record in a quieter area of the house where I won't be bothering people. So that's a potential option. But that would mean more voiceovers like this. So, do let me know what you think. I think I prefer not doing a voiceover personally, but I prefer recording it all live and on the spot. And you would have got my reaction as I bounced there and as I ran out of fuel just before the landing. You would have got it all kind of genuinely as it happened. Whereas, trying to be surprised or anything about it afterwards is potentially not as exciting. So we're coming in slower this time, 10 meters a second. We have we're landing on slopey bits now though, which is a little hairier, but shouldn't pose too much of a problem. Again, Minmus gravity's so low, this thing's not going to tip over. It's pretty squat. Landing legs go pretty far apart. Only 3 of them. 4 would be potentially a little better, but hey, anything to save a little delta V. Probably get 10-15 meters a second of delta V by only having 3 landing legs. And that could be the difference in success and failure sometimes. Although I think this thing, I'm still over 1,000 meters a second. 1,029 meters a second. Ooh, that's a bit of a tilt. And coming back. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We'll observe a mystery goo. We'll get out. This is the boring part of these episodes. So we're doing 4 biomes here. And that means we've got 5 more to go. The poles, the lowlands, the highlands, and 2 other flats. The greater flats and I don't know, something else, maybe another flat. Anyway, that's the other biomes that are going to be left if we get all the correct biomes we want here. So I could do that in 2 missions, or I could attempt to hack together a slightly different version of this with 6 of those on it. And it's too bad there's no 5-way symmetry, actually. If I were to get 5 mystery goos on there, that would be quite handy. Excuse me. But, yes. I mean, that won't be the most exciting video for the next video, so should I do it, record it, show it all in 20 times speed or something like that? 50 times speed, just be like 2 minutes of like, boom, all the way to Minmus, jump, 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 science, back. Because we've done this before, it shouldn't be any different really than this episode. Of course, if anything interesting happens, I'd, show that at full speed. Not, come on, get there. There we go. So let me know what you think about that as an option. I want to do the other Minmus landing and get all the rest of the science because I want to unlock some good things. There's, what was that? He was headbanging? Yeah, I don't know. Or I could just try to make a satellite network, say nuts to more Minmus landings. Hopefully we'll get some good science out of this. We should be able to unlock a good amount of stuff. Should I try to do I don't know. Like, we're not, we still got a couple weeks, a few weeks maybe, a couple weeks. We'll just head up here, head up the mountain, head for this is the slopes now we're heading for. And there was a little bit of fast forward just to get back to the landing. Anyway, what would the, moon landing. We got to do moon landings. So we could, I think this ship has enough Delta V to do a moon landing as well and return. I don't think I can do hops around all sorts of different biomes. Maybe I can do 2 biomes on the moon or something. Get some science from that. That's probably a good idea. And if I'm really still short on science, I can say, well, okay, I'll go back to Minmus or go back to the moon or something. Maybe we'll, as an interlude, maybe next episode, we'll see if we can set up a satellite network, or just the first of a satellite networks, maybe just a prototype, and see how does it work, because I'm not really very familiar with this remote tech stuff. And you'll see there I did not land in the slopes. That was still Midlands, so I'm just going to fly off and land, and hopefully we'll get a slopes landing up here. And then the question is, do I want that 50 science from the pods, the mystery goo? Let's do a nice gentle landing here. Ah, lovely. Where are we? We're in the slopes. Perfect. We'll keep that. We'll take the surface sample. We'll plant our flag. And you know what? I think I do want that extra 50 science since we're here and it's only a little bit up. We just have to fly the ship up south a little bit and all will be good. So, slopes. Whoops. Caps lock on there. Slopes. Running out of things to say. 4th kind of hop. Kind of. All right. And you can see how far we're only 200 meters away from the other landing spot. So that's pretty efficient. Although we do need to bring the ship up here now. Or at least up a little bit. I hear someone in the background. Who's that coming? They're quiet now. I thought I heard a baby. I must have been wrong. No, I wasn't wrong. I think they just went into a room. Okay. Do a direct... Oh, yeah, that was better. Now I'm you get rusty sometimes flying around in these packs. Anyway, so we have the... What am I doing here? Midlands. Oh, yeah, it's the 50 science. I can't... Oh, yeah, I'm just debating here myself. Yes, I want it. So let's go get it. And watch me. I think I'm going to do this in fast forward if I'm not mistaken. Because watch how many times it takes me to get it. Am I far enough? Am I far enough? Land, land, land. Whoa, that wasn't a good landing. Ooh, that wasn't it. Okay, try again. And here we go, here we go, here we go. Da-da-da. Still not it. What? Okay. Just land over at the flag. We know the flag is it. Here we go. There, not a bad landing either, although definitely slopes is an accurate term for them. Here we go. Here's the slopes. We'll keep that with 896, I think that says, meters a second of Delta V. We are going to head back to Kerbin for hopefully an uneventful landing. Although I believe I've forgotten to check to grab the mystery goo there. And hi, Eeloo. We're still working towards getting to you. We need to unlock some serious communications systems is our big sticking point right now. We need a satellite network to be able to communicate back. Although we could just do it without communication, because we do all these without any communication with Kerbin. We have nothing that can communicate. Well, we do. We have those dishes that can communicate that far, but we don't have any equipped on here because we, I guess, just didn't really want to. We'd need Kerbin. We'd need to have line of sight with mission control there, which is somewhat annoying. Anyway, what am I doing? Checking to see if we can do an EVA. Have I got... Yeah, that's no science there. That sucks. Anyway, all right. Let's fast forward up to... I think. Am I going to fast forward? No. Oh, I'm doing an EVA now over the flats. Let's see if I've got that. Nope, got that one as well, so... Crap. Oh well. Let's head up and circularize this orbit. Do-do-do-do-do. And there we go, 66 meters a second of Delta V to circularize. We're kind of circularizing around a little bit more like 90 degrees here now too. Close, not quite. And what sort of maneuver do we need? How many meters a second of Delta V to get home? Looks like 187. That's not that bad. Oh, a little bit more, 195. Under 200 meters a second delta V. Look at that, I have 666 left, so burn that away. 470 meters a second of delta V left. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so we're coming in. And like I typically do, I'm going to attempt to just burn a little retrograde here. And we will see what happens. As soon as we get a little closer to the atmosphere. I'm just checking on my amounts of food and everything left. We're not even halfway through, so that's good. And let's get rid of some of this delta V and burn off some of it here. Whoa, what happened there? Crew G limit. Kenzer crewman died of G-force damage. I think that was a glitch. I don't know what happened there. So, we are dead in the water. This ship is going to burn up. And I have not been quick saving. So, what I'm going to do is Control-Alt-Delete and end the process and hope we start back somewhere not too far ago. Because, yeah. Anyway, I really need to start quick saving. But look. That's very lucky that there was no quick saves or anything like that afterwards. So we're coming in again, and hope that glitch doesn't happen again. So, a couple things to comment on. Let me know what you think of the series so far, first of all. I'm really enjoying being back and doing a Kerbal Space Program again. Let me know what the next steps should be. Do a small communications test, moon landing. Should I go back and do Minmus, just get 4 more biomes, maybe even try to do all of them? Do all 5 remaining biomes. We also could do EVA reports in space over some biomes, so there is more science to be had. So, I don't know. I want to do what's interesting. I don't want to bore anyone. I want people to remain engaged. So we're coming in again. Yeah, I don't know what happened there that last time. So I just started burning retrograde. It was somewhere near retrograde. And all of a sudden the ship flipped and I lost about 2,000 meters a second of delta V. I didn't check how many G's we hit there, but 3,000 to 1,000 meters a second in a fraction of a second. Infinite G's? Somewhere around there. Anyway, let's try it again here. Seems to be working. I don't want to change the periapse too much, though. I do want to bring it down a little bit, though, because we want this other stage to be low enough when we release it that it will drop off the system. We don't want it orbiting around, cluttering things up. Which, worst comes to worst, you switch to it and watch it burn up. But this takes a little bit of time. Time is precious. For any of you out there who have kids, I have started to learn how precious it is. Okay, we're heating up here. We've burned off 150 meters a second, it looks like, of delta V. Resetting the parachute. So, yeah. So I'm going to start letting that heat up a little bit more before I release it. I know I shouldn't do that, but turn the lights on. I had an issue. This was a problem before, and this caused a burn up because I flipped around. That's what it was, and the parachute exploded. But anyway, we'll get rid of this before that happens. There it goes. And nice. We're getting parts blowing up on it. That's awesome. That's what I wanted. A little light show there. Is that it? I think that's it. Okay. Oh, nope, there was one more bit. And I hope that'll burn up. We'll see. Ablation, barely anything. No problem. Down to 2,000. Under orbital velocity now. I'm hitting Mach 6. Under Mach 6. I think there's a far up systems update. Just looking flight system. I was just looking at the number on there, and I think it's 0.5.2 now. I wonder if what I had was related to that, because I know Scott Manley had a serious issue as well. Is that debris going to go away? It's under 25 kilometers. certainly far enough away from me now. Hope it goes away. Seems to be lingering. Oh well. Oh well. Anyway. Oh, there it goes there. Okay, good. 16 kilometers. There's the parachute. It actually just came out on its own. And we will fast forward up to the landing. And we're at about 35 minutes of recording now. Oops, I don't need to have my SAS on there. Just get rid of that. There we go. I think that thing was actually had some directional. I think it did. It had some backwards direction starting there. That was kind of interesting. So the big question is, how much science did we unlock? I think it was 600 just for the soil samples. So it should be, what do we got? Somewhere around 1,022 science earned. So I'm going to spend a lot of time humming and hawing here over the thing. So I'm going to actually put this in fast forward. What I'm going to do is unlock that and all those stages in that one category. So I have everything up to that, looks like 4th row or so. And just looking at all the other things I need to unlock, quite a few things. But I think this episode's going to be ending very soon. Oh, I think I unlocked one thing there. Oh no, I'm going to unlock everything on this this row is what I'm going to do. Unlock everything. I've got lots of options now, so I can make a much more interesting rocket coming up. Maybe next episode. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is Hillstash, and I think this is going to end soon. I actually don't know when's it going to end. I don't have it up on the screen. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. My name is Hillstash, and I will see you soon.